What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and today we're here with a really high-level player and who just happens to be a really good friend of mine, Michael State. What's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, let's freaking go, Michael. So, in case people don't know you already, talk about yourself. What have you managed to do in this game? What deck are you playing? What deck are you bringing to us today? And also, why did you choose to play this deck?
My name is Michael State. Pretty high level ish player. I have 9 Premier Tops. I almost went to Worlds in 2016. Just been playing the game for a while, and slowly I'm taking it down a notch. But Nats is coming around the corner, so we got to amp it up. And we are here today with something spicy. Brought to you originally by Yassine. I saw his video on the Zombie Punk deck, and I wanted to bring it to this Tournament of Power. I ended up managing to get top 8 with it. I changed a few cards, and we'll get right into the deck profile.
Let's jump right into it. All right, 42 card deck, very interesting, with 0 hand traps. This is actually what I like to see. Absolutely gorgeous.
I opted just to not play hand traps because you really don't want to see them going first, especially when you need almost every card in your hand, and with the added fact that there are danger monsters in this deck, so dangers and hand traps naturally just conflict with each other. So it's just better to have Dark Rule and Droplet, since those are the most high impact cards going to the Punk boards, whether they leave Hulk for the Calamity line. I just wanted to have as little bricks as possible, being able to optimize my chances of drawing one of those cards going second.
Yeah, exactly. Because people are making the Scythe combo on main phase anyways, so Dark Ruler is just perfect. And you're main decking 3 Riflery. That's so disgusting. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, the Zombie World package, along with Rivalry, is just really, really powerful. Game 1, especially. A lot of the decks that can play through mine naturally outs mine through their own deck, i.e. like Sword Soul with Heavenly Dragon Circle and or Blackout. But in this particular line, you have to actually have back row removal in your main deck in order to out that lock. The synergy with like Zombie World and Mizuki being able to bring back any monster, that lock does literally nothing to you. So that's why it's very, very powerful.
It stops you from summoning non-zombies from the extra deck, which is completely irrelevant because at this point you've already won anyways.
Go through the deck profile, Scythe right here. Shang-Chi, this is honestly one of my favorite cards in the deck because it being a level 6, as well as it's another Gozuki that summons itself when banished, is just really, really powerful. Yeah. It's an extremely good card to hit off of Chaos Ruler and Zombie Vampire. Just one of my favorite cards in the deck, absolutely.
If you banish it off of Chaos Ruler, it's broken.
Oh, yeah. 3 Nessie, Jackalope, and Snake. The danger cards just facilitate a unique role in the deck. It just allows you to hit your Mizukis, your Banshees. It just allows you to extend out. And you play a lot of tuners anyway. You play the Xiamen and the Unizombie. So if you summon Nessie and just normal summon one of these guys, you can just instantly make Baron and be fine to combo off. So it's just an interesting fact that it's a level 7 and you're playing level 3 tuners. Part of the deck that is my favorite.
And another thing, I suppose, would be when you have Nessie and like Glow Up Bulb or Jet Synchron. You can make Chaos Ruler.
Yeah, I think I did do that at one point. I honestly can't remember my matches. Yeah, they're very, very powerful cards, especially in this deck, because you want Mizuki in the graveyard, you want Banshee in the graveyard, you want Snow in the graveyard, Destrudo. You want so many cards in the graveyard, and this just helps you get there.
Yeah.
Destrudo, honestly, one of my favorite cards because of Psychic End Punisher's existence. If you're playing a Synchro deck and not playing Destrudo, you're just honestly doing something wrong.
Yeah.
This card is really, really powerful because of Psychic End Punisher's existence.
Oh my, I just realized something, by the way. Did you forget Foolish Burial or...
Yeah, I wanted to play it, but like there wasn't anything I would cut. I was playing a 42 with Foolish, but I wanted Token Collector in the main deck just because of a lot of people playing Sword Soul, and this is a high-level tournament with only good players, so I'd imagine that a lot of them are being on Sword Soul, so I would want to main deck the Token Collector over something like Foolish. Mm-hmm. There wasn't really a lot of other cards I would cut because you need 2 Zombie World, you need 2 Banshee at least.
Yeah.
There are a lot of cards in there that you need in the deck, and I would rather just play the Token Collector instead of the Foolish.
You didn't really want to play like 43 with the Foolish. You're just like, at this point, I might as well not even play it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
1 Baldarok. I know your list played 2. Me, I didn't prioritize Baldarok a lot because it really is only useful when Zombie World's in play. And no, you do play 4 copies of it. Sometimes you just don't see the card, and it's sort of a brick in that aspect. So I only wanted to play the one. And I actually did replace the second Balrog in your list with the Snow because the card is just so powerful. It enables so many game shots. It's a Grave Trap, and it's really, really powerful card.
Very true.
One Glow Up Bloom, one Gozuki, Jet Synchron. Need for if your only play is Hulk, you just need to be able to end on Dagda, and that card just gets you Dagda.
Yep.
3 Mizuki, 2 Banshee, the Punk Engine. Very minimal. One Deer Note, 2 Foxy, and 2 Xiamen. I didn't want to play Ogre Dance because I felt like since I'm not playing over 45 cards, I wanted to be as minimalistic with the Punk Engine as possible. That's why I did it like that. 1 Token Collector again for the Sword Soul players, and 3 Unizombie to round up the monsters.
So one question, actually. If you want to be even more minimalistic, do you think that cutting Foxy Tune to 1 could potentially maybe make sense?
It could. It's also just a really good card to draw because you're also just playing level 3 tunage. You can use Foxy Tune to discard a card to summon out Deer Note directly from the deck and then just start up your plays that way.
You know what? Yeah.
That's why I play it like that. The spells, the card that should be banned, Call by the Grave. 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Droplet, 3 Teleport, 2 Zombie World. Nothing, no explanation there. And then the 3 Rivalries as a really good floodgate for going first or second to round up the main deck in 42 cards.
Awesome.
And then the side deck, 3 DD Crow for the Despia matchup and other rogue matchups that I might be worried about. The other 2 Token Collector, 3 forms of Spell Back Row Hate for mine, 3 Barrier, 3 Evenly, and Reboot. Pretty standard side deck of just going into a generic tournament with high-level players. You don't want to be too spicy.
So did you ever draw Evenly off of a Danger? Because that would actually suck.
No, that never happened. I actually don't think I resolved Evenly at all during the tournament.
Oh, interesting. Because you don't really have to side it in against that many decks, right? Most combo decks, you don't really necessarily need that card because they have Omni Negates. So you might as well just have hand traps. Like against Sword Soul, it really depends on if they're still trying to make the Sinister Long Yuan or if they're making Baron. But they're scared of Nibiru now, so things are changing now.
Yeah, especially right now, a lot of people are opting to end on Baron instead of the Long Wong. So going into Evenly against Sword Soul isn't that good right now. It honestly still is a 50-50. You never know what your opponent's going to do in their head. So, and then the extra deck, Baron, of course, Chaos Ruler. This card honestly should be banned. This card sets up way too much.
Yeah.
It summons itself back. It adds the 2 most played attributes in the game.
Yeah.
So kind of crazy.
Light and Dark have been broken since day one, man. Literally since day one. And I want to say the third best attribute would be Earth, probably.
Yeah, I can see that. Earth
debatable, yeah. Yeah, Earth and Water. Yeah, fair enough. I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. And then the Hot Red Dragon to go along with the Chaos Ruler. Honestly, my favorite card in the extra deck right now is Psychic End Punisher. So many games are closed out because of it. Not a lot of decks can actually out this card, and I honestly am very surprised this card got printed. And the fact that it says less than or equal to is kind of absurd because if you go first, Xiamen, and then and then the opponent starts Xiamen, you're still at equal and it's still unaffected. It's kind of crazy.
That's true. And also, a lot of people might not be, aware of the fact that you can crash. Well, I mean, you can crash your monsters to take damage and then main phase 2 out it. They just tunnel vision and they're like, oh wow, a big towers. I lose. I'm just gonna scoop this game right now. So this card applies a lot of psychological pressure.
Red Eye Zombie Dragon Lord. This card is actually kind of crazy because of the interaction with Zombie World and Scythe.
Yes.
I played in a tournament right after this. I continuously used this to Reborn Scythe at least 5 turns straight.
What? 5? That was a grind game and a half.
Yeah. This card with Zombie World is insane. It can Reborn Baron. It can Reborn anything with Zombie World. And it's during the opponent. The Shooting Riser to go along with Snow. Wonder Magician for the Hulk combo. The Zombie Vampire.
I'm going to stop you real quick. Exactly. The Zombie Vampire. Please explain to me this card in details.
So I seen a lot, and I mean a lot of people cutting this card, and I get the reasoning for it. There are a lot of decks out there that benefit from having their cards in the graveyard. Like anybody playing Brave that would love to hit a Water Enchantress off it. I played it just for the fact that I wanted to know what my opponent was playing, and because my deck is so diverse, seeing what they're on allows me to make my board correctly. And God forbid I end up like not summoning this card. making an Omni Negate board with monster negates against a trap deck, and I'm just like, oh god, what did I do?
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, if you milled like a Flundereeze card with the zombie vampire, then why would you turbo out Dagda? That's just
Yeah.
So yeah, you bring a very valid point of scouting information so that you can adapt to it and just make the appropriate board.
Yeah, exactly. Links, access code, Appaloosa, generic, Dagda, Hulk, Unicorn, and Anima. And the last card, Nightmare Griffin. I teched this in solely if I milled Rivalry off of Vampire or Chaos Ruler, and I could just set it whenever I need it.
Did it
Yeah,
ever come up?
it did not come up because I never
Oh,
milled it. In theory, it's a great floodgate because you're anyone who wants to activate special summon effects have to be linked.
Yep.
And it gets to reset rivalry is kind of crazy to me.
Is Griffin just like game against Sword Soul?
They can't Moye. They can't.
They can normal summon, but like, yeah, it's not the best.
It's all right.
Yeah, their options are extremely limited. Like, obviously, they can still Vishuda. They can still to be fair, they can special summon any link, any Tenyi, and then summon the Chi-Jiao like right below. But they still need to rely. And of course, if you get this and Rivalry, because when you're summoning Griffin, it's not just Griffin alone, it's Griffin and Rivalry. You're winning anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the deck. Again, shout out to Yassine, of course, for doing this deck profile and also basically supplying the deck. He posted Zombie Punk on early June. And I saw that. I'm like, dude, I want to use Mizuki. I want to do some zombie shenanigans. And then I changed a few cards and made it to top 8 of that tournament.
Oh my, absolute MVP, man. Shoutouts to you, and you actually killed it because I've never played this deck in real life. Obviously, when I make my videos, it's really just a bunch of ideas to kind of help people go into the right direction, and that I hope that they make it better than I did because I didn't put, that much time because obviously I'm trying to make like 3 different combos and deck profiles per week, but I'm really glad that you were able to like take a generic concept and create like a real deck that was able to do well in a tournament with. So huge props to you, huge shoutouts. You really deserve that top, and hopefully, man, you're gonna win more tournaments with this absolute magnificence of a deck list.
Oh yeah, you might see me at Nats with it. You don't know.
Oof, let's go, man. The spice too. Yes, sir, man. All right. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for this deck profile again. Do you have any last words, any shoutouts?
Not really. Just shout out to Yassine for taking the time to sit down with me, relax, go over this deck. Shout out to my girlfriend Kayla, love you, babe. Shout out to PPG, current sponsor. That's about it.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.
See ya.